Welcome to the Hero Scottish Malts Classic Reliability Trial and Tour, in association with EFG International and Zenith Watches. There are a total of 7 qualifying rounds in the 2016 Hero Cup, which takes competitors on some of the most exciting and challenging routes across the UK and Europe. Among the sensational prizes this year is a Zenith El Primero Open Chronomaster 1969 Hero Cup edition, plus a week-long Mediterranean voyage on the 85-foot, fully crewed luxury schooner the Oriander. Today we find ourselves on the beautiful banks of Loch Lomond at the stunning 5-star Cameron House Hotel, a magnificent baronial mansion surrounded by 100 acres of woodland. Over 80 competitors from around the world are gathered here to prepare for Scotland's premier classic car event and sample some of the legendary Scottish hospitality. The Scottish Malts is a 5-day biannual rally covering 1,200 miles of the most spectacular Highland countryside and breathtaking Caledonian landmarks. We'll also be getting up close and personal with Scotland's famous malt whisky distilleries. The Malts, as the rally is affectionately known, is a classic blend of regularities and driving tests set in the most beautiful scenery, from sweeping moorland to the famous mountain passes. 2016 will see the 15th running of the event. It also offers a superb social side for the crews, with sumptuous accommodation, wonderful dining, an exciting itinerary, and the chance to make lifelong friends. It's another reason the event is so popular among classic car enthusiasts. The Scottish Malts route is designed to appeal to a wide range of abilities and has been designated as introductory, suitable for all levels of skill. Driving tests and regularities are mainly held on sealed surfaces, with just a small amount of loose surface driving. The event has no nighttime driving, and the Tulip road books are clear and easy to follow, all of which make it a perfect event for both novices and seasoned experts.
Mine's an XK126 head, 1953. It's one we restored from a barn find 15 years ago now, I think, isn't it? And it's done 40,000 miles since. It's been to Russia, Portugal, France, all over the place, isn't it?
Yeah. Mine's a 1959 XK150 Roadster. I bought it, it was my 40th birthday present to me. I'm not sure I'm going to admit how long I've had it, but it's a long, long time.
Well, we just come for a run out, really. Got the old MG out this time. Hasn't been out for 2 or 3 years, I guess, now on some rallies, so it's looking a bit loneful in the garage. So thought we'd bring it out, give it a run, see how we get on. We like to be competitive, but I mean, realistically, if we can get top 10 in a car like this against the rest of the field, then they'll be quite delighted, really.
The car is an Aston Martin DB2, which was made in 1953. There weren't that many made. And this is the car, or the model anyway, that Ian Fleming saw at a house party, and he had intended Bond to be driving in a Bentley, but when he saw this car, he said this is the car that Bond would drive. By the time he came to write the Aston Martin into, I imagine it was Goldfinger, I'm not certain, the DB3 had come out, so that's the one in the book. And by the time the film was made with Sean Connery, it was the DB5, and it's a pretty smooth drive for a car that's 63 years old. It is the original. There's nothing modified about it.
So what brings you to the Malts again?
Definitely the past experience, because it was one of the most wonderful rally I ever drove. I brought a Jaguar, an XK 140 drop-head coupe, and the car on the right of here, that's also my car. That's a Porsche 356B Super 90, which will be driven by my daughter. She drives in this car as a co-pilot because her boyfriend is driving the car, and she's the most excellent co-driver I have ever had in the past. Now she drives with him, and so no chance for me.
Well, there we are, Austin Ely 3000, 1959.
It should be good as long as the tyres stay intact. We had 2 punctures on the way up yesterday, so hopefully our bad luck is out of the way. Fingers crossed.
They do say accidents come in 3, so we might have to fabricate one today.
Well, we haven't done a rally for quite some time, and we thought it was about time we did. We've got a Mercedes, it's a 220 SEB Cabriolet. We've had it since 2006. We bought it off a friend back then, and before that it was owned by a chap called Alistair Caldwell, the McLaren boss before Ron Dennis, and he prepared it and made it into a rally car.
Mercedes 230 SL, 1964. Yeah, I had this built about 3 years ago, particularly for rallying. It's got a roll cage and all the underbody protection on it, and hired suspension and better tyres on it. So this is actually the first time we've used it in a proper rally, so it'll be interesting to see how we get on with it. Well, we've never done a hero event before, and a few of our friends decided to do it and asked us if we'd join them, so we thought a great opportunity to come along and have a look at the hero boys and have a play with them.
And the car's a 1965 DB5, has a Vantage engine in it, and I bought it about 8 years ago specifically for doing these sort of events. And Aston Engineering in Derby, we bought a car that was in pretty poor condition. Aston Engineering in Derby stripped it down and built it to my spec, and this is the spec it is now, and we've done probably 20 or 30,000 miles of rallies in it.
84 cars are undergoing scrutineering right now, while the crews prepare themselves for the week ahead. For those of you interested in taking part in a classic car rally but aren't quite ready to invest in one of these fantastic classic cars, you can dip your toe in the water by taking advantage of Hero's Arrive and Drive scheme. It allows you to hire a beautiful classic car for the duration of the event. Hero's large fleet includes this stunning 1938 AC 1680 March Special. So as the evening draws to a close, the competitors settle down to a perfect supper, knowing that the months of preparation are now complete. Day 1. Dawn over Loch Lomond, and it's the start of the 2016 Scottish Malts. Let's have a look at the route Leg 1 will take. Starting out from Loch Lomond, crews will skirt the southern edges of Loch Lomond to Dryman, then following the eastern perimeter of the Trossachs National Park, the crews head north to Loch Katrine. Then it's further north and deeper into the breathtaking highlands towards Killin. After a lunch halt, it's west through Robert the Bruce country towards Oban. Crews will then catch the ferry to Craignure for the overnight halt on the Isle of Mull. Over to the start line now, and the much-loved 1928 Bentley 3.4.5 of Sue Shoesmith and Trina Harley is poised ready to get the Scottish Malts 2016 underway. With glorious blue skies, 84 cars commence their 1,200-mile tour of Scotland. This morning's route is regarded as one of Britain's best drives and leads us through the iconic Trossachs landscape. The countryside around the Brigg y Turk provided the setting for the 1959 version of Buchan's The 39 Steps. Dalton and Faulkner in car 62 have put in a great performance this morning during the regularities. We're at the scenic Falls of Dockett, which are crossed by a narrow multi-arch stone bridge carrying the main A827 route into Killin. The crews are scheduled to halt for lunch at the welcoming and picturesque Killin Hotel. Let's catch up with this afternoon's highlights as we travel west to Oban. Car 81 is the lovely Alfa Romeo Spider of Amanda and George Johnson. This is their first event, and they've been able to hone their skills throughout the day, putting in some very respectable times. Father and son crew Steve and Alex Chick have had a patchy day. Some great morning results have been superseded by a large penalty this afternoon for omitting to record a self-start time. Notable performances from Stephen Lord and Kim Porter, car 29, in their 1962 Austin Healey 3000 Mark IIA. They've picked up just 1 second in penalties. Oliver and Aileen Craden in their Alfa Romeo, together with car 71, Carmichael and Gearing in their 1972 MGB, have also delivered superb performances. It's with some trepidation that crews embark on the ferry across to Mull, and there's an amber warning in place due to high-speed winds. The leaderboard results show Team Godfrey in car 5 is just 4 seconds down on today's leaders, the flawless Walker and Toohey. And in 4th we have Sue Shoesmith and Trina Harley in the oldest and possibly one of the largest vehicles on the event, the magnificent Bentley 3-4.5. Despite the vast disparity in the ages of the cars, just 20 seconds separated the first 15 cars. Day 2 dawns with a mixture of sunshine and showers on Mull. Today the route takes us around the island before heading back to Oban for the overnight halt. Let's look at the route more closely. Setting off from Craignure, the cruise drops south for a test at Duart Castle before turning to Calgary Bay in the north of the island. Lunch is near the delightful Tobermory harbour before crews head towards Fishnish, where they'll catch the ferry back to the mainland. The cars will follow the northern tip of Loch Lynn towards Fort William. Finally, they'll head south back to Oban for the night. Duart Castle, home of the Clan MacLean for some 650 years, has been used for a number of Hollywood blockbusters, including Entrapment with Sean Connery and Catherine Zeta-Jones. Let's catch up with the competitors this morning. The weather this morning is very changeable, including wintry showers, but it hasn't dampened spirits, and neither has it detracted from the remarkable scenery. Today's pace is brisk in order to meet the clerk of the course's tough schedule. The island is no stranger to motorsports, and this year marks the 47th year of the Mull Rally, the UK's first closed road event. The route through Mull has offered significant driving challenges, with blind crests and hairpins, including the famous cliffs at Aird of Kinloch and Balnahaig. In fact, the longest straight section of road is just 20 metres. Joint best performances have gone to Mark and Sue Godfrey and Gresley and Prunter, both crews achieving perfect regularity scores. Lunch is in picturesque Tobermory, famous for its multicoloured buildings that line the harbour. Those of you with children will recognise it as CBB's fictional town of Balamory. Walker and Toohey have gained some breathing space at the top, as the number 2 placing, Team Godfrey, have developed a dynamo problem on their MG. They've spiralled down the leaderboard and handed second position to father and daughter team Oliver and Aileen Craden. We last saw this pair on the 2014 Malts, when it was Aileen's first event. Best performances on this section went to Car 55, David and Joanna Roberts, and Car 48, Galashan and Dobby. The competitors are all set to leave Mull via ferry and head over to the mainland for a long run up to Fort William. Interspersing intensive rallying with trips to distilleries to check out the iconic whisky brands is something that defines the Scottish Malts. Today, crews were treated to a very well-deserved rest at the Ben Nevis distillery in Fort William. The distillery is the oldest in Scotland and was established 189 years ago in 1825. The crews are given a tour and an opportunity to purchase some Ushgabar, the water of life. The final test action of the day is a twisting and intricate test located at the distillery, which even has some cones inside a shed. Crews with joint fastest test times. Car 20, Stephen and Alex Chick. Car 41, Gresley and Prunter. And Car 74, Peter Gerber and Alice Leuenberger. The two best performing crews have been Car 24, Craignure and Norman in their 1968 Austin 1800, and Car 21, Anthony and Julia Cohen in their 1959 Jaguar XK 150S OTS. We also had competent drives from Car 77, Laidlaw and Davis, Barry and Roma Weir in their Mercedes-Benz, and Car 31, O'Brien and Coelho. The leaderboard looks like this. In first we have Walker and Toohey, and in second we have Oliver and Aileen Craden. Snapping at their heels in third are Shoesmith and Harley. In fourth we have Peter and Helen Morris, and in a respectable fifth position are Steve and Julia Robertson. Day 3 of the Scottish Malts, and we have some real treats lined up today.
Oh, it's been fantastic. We've had the weather with us, it's been amazing. Not a cloud in the sky, we need to leave. Bye!
Let's look at the route. Departing Oban, crews head east for a short regularity, then south towards Inverary Castle. Coffee is served at the nearby Loch Fyne before competitors head further east to the delightfully named Rest and Be Thankful. Lunch is at Crieff. Then crews head north towards Blair Castle and the Cairngorms National Park. The overnight halt is at Grantown-on-Spey. Inverary Castle is the ancestral home of the Duke of Argyll, chief of the Campbell clan. It also provided the location for the Christmas episode of Downton Abbey back in 2012. Amongst the breathtaking displays of arms and highlight of the castle collection is the dirk and sporran belonging to Highland folk hero Rob Roy McGregor.
Go!
morning coffee is at Loch, which has a world-renowned reputation for its oysters. Next up is the trial that we've all been waiting for, Rest and Be Thankful. This is a narrow pass that divides Glen Kinglass and Glen Crow, and is probably the most famous piece of tarmac in Scotland. Completed in 1750, it was built by General Wade to help bring the Scottish clans into line after the Jacobite rebellions. Crews have tied for fastest time up the hill with 1 minute and 48 seconds. They are Car 41, Gresley and Prunter, Car 46, Drexel and Pat Gillespie, and Car 68, Walker and Toohey. The Alpha belonging to Oliver and Aileen Craden has unfortunately developed ignition problems, which has had a devastating impact on their placing, and is likely to cause them to retire from the competition. After lunch at Crieff Hydro, we head into the Cairngorms. weather has changed again, and as we pass Aviemore, we see some heavy snowfalls. Car 21, Anthony and Julia Cohen, recorded a perfect regularity score in their Jaguar XK150 OTS, along with Car 42, Stephen and Thomas Owens. Blair Castle provides the backdrop for the final test. Crews were welcomed to Grantown-on-Spey by Councillor Jackie Douglas, who stood out in the cold to personally greet each crew member individually.
My dad had a bit of an interest in cars. We had a very old Flying Standard that I do remember driving around. Still had the old kind of crankshaft in the front, so that smell of leather and old cars really takes me back.
Here are the leaderboard results. Holding on to their lead are Walker and Toohey. In second are talented pair Steve and Julia Robertson, and Peter and Zoe Lovett, and in fourth we see a new entrant, Philip and Yvonne Haslam. In fifth, Christian von Sanden and Alexander von Bernowitz. Day 4. We've been treated to the delightful sight of Grantown-on-Spey covered in a light dusting of snow this morning.
This morning, bit of ice on the windscreen.
For some competitors, that meant problems starting their cars.
Come on, Gil. Come on.
Traditionally, Day 4 of the Malts is Distillery and Castle Day, and this year's running is no exception, which is just as well as the crews may need a dram or two to counter the dip in temperature. Today, the route forms a loop covering some of the least explored parts of Scotland, and it hides some real gems. Starting out from Grantown-on-Spey, we travel northeast to Loch Castle, then up to Brodie Castle. After a trip to some nearby distilleries, crews will turn east heading toward Elgin for a lunch halt and visit to a famous woolen mill. This afternoon, competitors will journey south via Ballindalloch and back once more to Grantown-on-Spey for the overnight halt. Let's check in with the crews for the first of the day's action. Walker and Toohey have pulled out all the stops to deliver another fine performance. The gap between them and second position is 25 seconds, but as we've seen before, weather conditions and vehicle performance can have a sudden and dramatic effect on results. Lunch is at Elgin, an ancient cathedral city on the south coast of the Moray Firth. Elgin is thought to have existed from 1040, when King Duncan's army met and lost to Macbeth at Pitgavany. Here are highlights from this afternoon. Car 20, Stephen and Alexander Chick have put in some clean performances today and so far maintained their second placing. Car 29, Stephen Lord and Kim Porter are also doing extremely well in their macho-sounding Austin Healey 3000. Car 17, von Sanden and von Bernowitz have made a rare error on irregularity, costing them 8 seconds and dropping them down to 8th overall. Let's check on the leaderboard. Continuing in first position is the remarkable and consistent Walker and Toohey. In second we have Team Chick, and in third Team Lovett. A great day from Philip and Yvonne Haslam has seen them hold on to 4th place. As we move towards the last leg of the event, the top 10 crews are only separated by a minute, which means that it's still an open field where anything can happen. Day 5, the final day of the Malts. And, as we've come to expect on some of these rallies, the weather has created havoc. Heavy snowfall overnight has closed some of the smaller roads in the area. At 5 o'clock this morning, Hero's advance crews drove parts of the route leading from Balmoral towards the Spittal of Glenshee and discovered that the snow gates had been pulled across and the road closed due to dangerous conditions. So after a short delay, a hurried reroute has been created.
Didn't expect that when I packed to have the snow.
I love it. I love it. I don't know how the driving is going to be, but it's not my job, so I just sit and enjoy it.
This is what the route now looks like. Crews will head south to the magnificent House of Brewer, where they will rejoin part of the original route. From there they'll travel southeast to the Scone Palace, southwest to Cromlix near Dunblane, and then on to Cameron House, Loch Lomond. Let's see some of the final day's action. Let's head over to the finish line now for the results. And we can confirm that Graham Walker and Sean Toohey have secured a well-deserved victory in the 2016 Scottish Malts. A fantastic achievement, and to have led right from the start. Steve and Alex Chick have gained an impressive second overall place. Philip and Yvonne Haslam have battled courageously in their Jaguar XK120 to achieve a third place overall. A great result for the Derbyshire-based husband and wife team. A sumptuous gala dinner awaits, but not before the prizes are awarded to the deserving participants. Over to the Master of Ceremonies, Guy Woodcock.
So, in third place in the XK120 goes to Philip and Yvonne Haslam. Second overall. Again, I think this is the word I would use here. And it goes to bar 20, Stephen and Alexander Chick in the afternoon. And the winners of the 2016 Scottish Malts in the Lotus of Lamb is Graham Walker and Sean Toohey.
Good week. Started off at the top, managed to stay there. Quite lucky. Other competitors made certain mistakes, but it happens to the best of us. But overall, an enjoyable time. Definitely come back and do it again.
Thanks to everyone involved in the Scottish Malts. The competitors, sponsors, marshals, officials, organisers, the clerk of the course Guy Woodcock, and of course the welcoming fans across the route.
And you take the load, and I'll be in Scotland for you.
Emotional. Just sad seeing everyone go in and we couldn't finish it.
We've had a wonderful time.
We've had a super time, thank you very much.
We thoroughly enjoyed it.
We all got here.
It was wonderful.
Fantastic.
Bloody marvellous.
I've had a super time. Enjoyed every moment of it.
We've had a dreadful time. Really awful. I'm fine. My wife is fine and the car not total fine.
Really? Your wife is fine?
Yeah,
Fine.
I'm sure. So, and if we find a starter motor for the car, then we will be very, very happy.
Is your car?
Yeah. Something's broken inside.
This is my serious face, okay? Now what would you like to know?
God knows. I just follow the tulips.
I haven't a clue. I've had my head down all day. So if I knew, I know we turn left and then we turn right and then we went through a few bollards. Other than that, I'm a bit lost. I think we're on the East Coast now, aren't we?
Everyone says it's a glamorous life being a CLO. So far I've missed breakfast, likely to miss lunch even though it's only about 20 feet away from me.
This is because Guy broke...
He dribbles.
I don't dribble. This is because Guy broke the Skoda on the marathon.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Look at the weather. Somebody up there listens. I put a request, I sent an email.
We did actually manage to get porridge in our hotel this morning, so that's pretty important. So we're raring to go, really.
Left, left, left. Always on the left. be careful, because we usually drive on the other side of the road. So.
But the boot's very small, so I need a bigger car next year, or the year after. Yeah, for the whiskey. That might bring a van.
Hope to see you soon for the 2016 summer trial. It's probably fitting that the event will be run near the 16th century birthplace of William Shakespeare, the idyllic Stratford-upon-Avon, as this year marks the 4th centenary of his death.